Welcome to LEARN PTE HUB. I'm Sidhu, and I'm here to help you ace your PTE exam. Whether you are just starting your PTE journey or looking to boost your score, you've come to the right place. On this channel, you'll find comprehensive lessons, expert tips, and practical strategies to master every section of the PTE exam. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's get started and conquer the PTE together.
Evil is a consequence of injury. The big person did not start off evil. Their difficult sides were not hardwired from the start. They grew towards malice on account of some form of wound waiting to be discovered. It is the work of extraordinary patience and humanity. It is the work of love to go in search of what these wounds might be. To search is morally frightening, because we too easily imagine that it might require us to wind up thinking well of behaviour we know is abhorrent. It doesn't at all. We can remain appalled while simultaneously tracing a path back to the true catalytic factors. The work can also be practically frightening, because we imagine that it might require us to leave someone at liberty to cause us and others more pain. But again, we can keep the wrongdoer safely behind very high bars, even as we sensitively explore the origins of their violations. Once the full stories of our trespassers become known, our perspective may swiftly rework itself.
We just don't have the capacity to process everything at once. This is a particular problem when we try to multitask. We can switch attention from one task to another and back again. But when attention is overloaded, we miss things. And the result is nearly always that we perform tasks less well than we would doing them one at a time. It's only truly possible to do two things at once if they require different sets of cognitive resources. For example, it's totally possible to read a book and listen to music at the same time, which would suggest that driving while talking on the phone is not a problem, as long as it's a hands-free phone. It's not that simple, though. Research has shown that while talking on the phone, we have a tendency to create mental images, and this uses the same visual resources needed for driving. And if visual resources become too stretched, it's perfectly possible for a driver to look directly at a hazard, but fail to see it. Not everything will make it through to conscious awareness. So multitasking makes us at best inefficient, and at worst, downright dangerous. If you're feeling like you should be doing 17 things at once, remember, that's just not the way your brain is wired.
So imagine like a group of software engineers that all sit together in the same room and play ping pong after hours and know one another. Those type of groups can really tolerate the nonconformist weirdo, and that might actually be a very good thing for the organization, because that weirdo, so to speak, right, this person who's not behaving in the appropriate way, is probably also a reflection of the fact that that person is bringing new ideas and new sensitivities and has different ways of thinking of problems. And that might be really important for the organization's success, especially if this organization needs some innovation and new thoughts in order to be successful with its product offerings. So, we find that there's this trade-off between your ability or tendency to behave in a compliant way, but also the security or lack thereof that you gain from the extent to which you're part of a tight-knit group or not. And really being in the right kind of sweet spot leads to the greatest success in organizations.
In a capitalist society of widespread automation and computerization, three classes naturally emerge. At the top sit the rich and powerful, those who own the machines. Below them, those who still have non-computerized jobs and who will naturally be mainly providing services to the wealthy. And underneath them, the jobless masses, the majority of humanity. Things look pretty grim in this future. The first consequence is, predictably, extreme inequality. Under our current means-tested, insufficient, work-conditional methods of welfare distribution and the total absence of a cap to wealth accumulation, existing trends will only continue to drive larger and larger gaps between the rich and the poor. The effects of inequality we see today will only become more extreme, and with even less recourse to organized power. That leads to the second dramatic consequence of a highly automated capitalist society: corporate totalitarianism. A capitalist monopoly on robots virtually guarantees an even more dangerous monopoly on violence. If the ruling elite are no longer reliant on the working class to flourish, workers will be regarded as useless. And if they try to fight back for a better society that benefits the majority, the capitalist state and corporate elite can use their monopoly on technology to crush resistance in even more frightening ways.
There's a very interesting body of research that suggests that caffeine does improve focus and memory and the ability to learn. So it seems to help us lock in memories. As for focus, it increases our ability to concentrate on a task. It's incredibly important for modern work.
And of course, caffeine also gives us a burst of energy. But how exactly? Coffee has less than 5 calories.
Caffeine seemed to be in violation of the laws of thermodynamics. Essentially, caffeine borrows energy from your future and gives it to you in the present. Caffeine occupies a receptor that normally is occupied by a chemical called adenosine. And this is the chemical that over the course of the day builds up and makes you feel tired and prepares the brain for sleep. Caffeine gets in there and blocks that receptor so you never feel that tiredness.
Right, and that's the catch. Caffeine messes with your sleep because 4 to 6 hours after you drink it, half of it is still swirling around in your body.
But even if you cut it out earlier in the day, the quality of your sleep may suffer. Not the quantity necessarily, but the quality, by which I mean your deep sleep, your slow wave sleep, a kind of sleep that's dreamless and very deep and is very important to kind of brain hygiene. It's where your brain kind of takes out the garbage every night and cleans up the desktop. And that kind of sleep suffers.
If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more PTE-related content. Don't forget to leave a comment below letting me know what you think or if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. I will meet you soon at our next video.